This is a review of the Laowa 65mm f2.8 macro lens. Now, I bought this lens with my own hard-earned cash because I wanted a macro lens for my Nikon Z52. So this lens will be reviewed with the Z mount version. But do not worry, as this lens works on Fuji, Sony and Canon mounts. So whatever flavor of APS-C camera you use, there's a version of this lens out there for you. And in saying that, this is an APS-C lens, so a crop sensor lens. If this was a full-frame lens, it would be the equivalent of around 90mm. I've owned this lens for a couple of months now, and it is really fun to use. It's a Laowa lens, so what do you expect? I do have a few little complaints, but overall it is a real beauty. So in this video, I will first go over the handling and dials, then we'll jump out into the field and I'll show you how well it performs. So the 65mm is quite compact, sitting at 10 centimeters long and weighing at 335 grams. The reason it's so light is because, like other Laowa lenses, there's no autofocus or inbuilt stabilization. This is as manual as they come. There's two rings here, one for focus and one for aperture control. Filter-wise, this little guy takes 52mm filters. For focusing, the focus ring is super smooth to turn and is quite accurate when it is turned. The aperture ring is also the same, easy to turn with soft clicks to let you know where you are. Going back to focusing now, one of the big ticket things with this lens is the ability to do 2x magnification. The working distance here is also pretty tough, but not too bad. To be in focus at this magnification, the working distance is 17 centimeters. I suggest, until you get the hang of it, to use a tripod over hand holding this at that magnification. Now, bokeh. It is nice and creamy, as you'd expect. It looks very tasty. I honestly wouldn't use this for anything other than macro photography, but for you sickos out there, I imagine you could get away with it as a portrait lens too. Now, my main and only issue with this lens is the fact that it's not weather sealed. This seems to be a Laowa thing across all their lenses, but it would be nice to have a macro lens, a lens that generally is pointed in shrubs and near dirt, to be at least sealed from the elements a little bit. But other than that, this is an absolute corker of a macro lens. So enough words, let's get out into the field and put it through its paces. Alright, so I've come out to a perfect spot for a bit of macro photography, and that is a rainforest area. There's rainforest birds kicking off all around me, but I can also hear cicadas and a few other sort of insect noises around. So got the Z52, Laowa 65, just a cheap little flash, and the Cygnus Tech macro diffuser here. Just have attached a filter to the front here just to get the diffuser attached to the lens here. It's a bigger diffuser, so it's not really suited for this lens. So if you're wondering what this filter is, this is why I have it on. There's a path to nowhere down there. I'm going to go down here, see what I can find, put this lens to the test. Let's do it. So I just found I think it's a weevil here. He's just hanging on for dear life here. It's quite windy on the mountain here, and it's a bit tricky to shoot stuff on leaves and everything, but give this guy a little go. He's doing his best to hang on. Let's see how we go. Let's just put the old helmet back on correctly. I don't know we can go to here. Yeah, he's a bit camera shy. So another thing that's great to shoot is textures of leaves. Ferns are always very cool because they have they're sort of fuzzy to begin with, but even just the texture of a fern itself is very cool. So I will try and shoot in 2x magnification here. Let's give that a go. That's very close here. Probably too close. Always something I zero in on when out doing a bit of macro shooting. If I see a fern, I'm after a fern. Fern fanatic. All right, so I've just found a ladybird or lady beetle on this tree here. Really sort of dark red. There's one that I haven't really seen that often. Looks a bit sluggish in the overcast day today. The sun hasn't really hit the rainforest floor just yet, so most of the bugs seem to be a bit slow, but I'll try and get a photo of this lady, gentleman. So I've just found an ant here. It's a red ant. I assume it's an aggressive type of ant, so I'll keep my distance here. Just found another fly. Looks like he's warming himself up in the early sun here. Looks like a fruit fly. So I'll try and get as close as I can. And it's on, he's resting on a fern as well, so that's just, cherry on top for me. Try and get another angle. I'll come down low here. Try and get his little face. So there you go, the Laowa 65mm macro lens, a superb lens for APS-C macro photography. Sitting at US $399, it is an absolute bargain, and I highly recommend this little guy for your insect adventures. So, as usual, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.